Ray Morgan, we have to say thank you very much for your tweet. It's very funny. He says, only City could sign a player for £100 million, but lose out on all the headlines to a free transfer. Very good, Ray. We like that one this morning. Let's get to more people who are wanting to have their say on the phones right now. Let's get to a Spurs fan, shall we? James, morning.
Morning.
Morning, Natalie, Jermaine. For me, it's a double whammy because I think it would be fantastic to have Lionel Messi in the Premiership. I think any player with his talent will shine in any league in the world. There's no question about it. Mm-hmm. But the greatest pleasure it would give me is that it would, and it's only because of his behaviour in the last month, it would give Harry Kane the comeuppance, quite frankly, his behaviour deserves. And he must be terrified because if they do go for Lionel Messi, that's the end of Harry Kane going to Manchester City. And it may make Harry Kane suddenly think you've got to be careful what you wish for. Because quite frankly, he has really alienated a lot of the supporters of Tottenham Hotspur, despite the things that he's done in the past, because his behaviour is not conducive to the captain of England and somebody that is meant to be one of our own, as he likes to refer himself to. So that's my take on it. But I think that the guy that was on just before complaining about Messi's money, I think in life, all the best people in any business get the market, whether you're a movie star or a pop star or an architect, that's the market value. I think he deserves what he can get. Good luck to him, quite frankly.
James, I sort of agree with you as well, to be fair. I mean, no one forces clubs to pay these wages. If they want the best, they're going to pay them the best because they want to secure their services. And that's just inevitable. And really interesting point, thank you for your call, James, about the Harry Kane situation, because we haven't even really talked about that and how this could possibly impact Harry Kane. Because one of the first thoughts I thought of when the news broke was, I wonder how Harry Kane is feeling right now. Only because, and look, it's a long way off. It might not even happen that Lionel Messi will go to Manchester City, but it's inevitable that we put the two and two together because of Pep and Messi, and think that could work out. And you do wonder what Harry Kane might be thinking right now. It's not possible that they could get Messi and Kane as well, surely.
Isn't it? This is Manchester City we're talking about. Anything's possible. But look, if and we're talking ifs, buts and maybes. If Messi did turn up at Manchester City, who's to say Manchester United or Chelsea or somebody like that who are desperate for a number 9? And I'm not saying that they will be able to get him first and foremost, but who's to say that they won't turn around and say, right, Spurs, 120, 130 million pounds for Harry Kane, plus a player maybe, who knows? And Spurs don't turn around and say, tell you what, that's a lot of money. Maybe we could do something similar to what Aston Villa have done with the £100 million that they've received from the Jack Grealish sale, and reinvest it in the squad and bring in 2, 3, 4 maybe excellent players to replace that one player. Who knows? You never know. At the moment, if I was Harry Kane, I would be thinking, I need to do something here. I need to do something.
He's already done a fair few things already this week.
Yeah, but there's been radio silence, complete radio silence, and that's deafening, So he should. I'm not saying he should put pressure on the club to sell him. Apparently, he had a gentleman's agreement, allegedly, that he was going to leave this season if one of a couple of different reasons. Situations arose, and apparently one of them has. So he's trying to uphold his side of the negotiation. Mm-hmm. But if he's sensible, what he should have done is put something in writing, as Jack Grealish did.
Absolutely.
So it's a schoolboy error on his part. You have to be careful, especially with contract negotiations. If it's something that's going to suit yourself and the club, both financially and in terms of chasing trophies, etc., it has to be in writing. Otherwise, there's no guarantees that the other person on the other end is going to stick to their side of the story.
And that's, as you said, that's exactly what happened with the Jack Grealish latest contract that he had at Villa, where they had put £100 million transfer release clause in that. And what's really interesting, Christian Purslow, I don't know if you saw the video last night, he put it out on our Aston Villa social media channel. I mean, you couldn't ask for a more clearer message from a CEO, and I think other CEOs need to be listening in to how he just told everybody at Villa, this is what's happened, this is why it's happened. You know, they put £100 million into that contract of that release clause, not thinking anybody would even trigger it. Yeah. He even said, you know, they had offers before this final offer came in from City that were below that release clause, and they weren't entertaining it. But and then suddenly City came in with £100 million, which released Jack Grealish to go and have those negotiations, and it's gone forward. And I thought it was fantastic what Christian Purslow was saying, talking about, you know, they identified there were a number of players that they wanted to bring in, which they have done, that all had attributes of Jack Grealish. It just meant rather than relying on one player, they've now got 3 players that hopefully can do the business for them. I thought it was absolutely fantastic what they did. Just quickly on the whole situation, and maybe we'll bring in Tony, the Spurs fan, who's waiting to speak to us about this situation. Morning to you, Tony.
Morning.
Hello there.
What I was wondering is, do you think, now it's all speculating that perhaps Lionel Messi could go to Manchester City. We know that Daniel Levy has held firm so far from what we are hearing about any bids coming in for Harry Kane. Is this really going to test Tottenham? Are they going to be worrying, thinking, actually, we were holding out for 160 million, thinking that Man City were going to push for that, or that we're going to spend that? That's not necessarily going to happen if Messi comes in. And do you think Daniel Levy might be thinking, I'm going to have to lower the fee here? What do you think, Tony? Oh, no.
I think you put him on the spot a bit too much now.
And I've lost Tony. Well, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be testing the resolve of Spurs? Because they might now be thinking, we need that money. We actually were hoping to get that money.
Maybe they were playing hardball and trying to squeeze a little bit more. We all know how shrewd the Spurs board are in terms of selling players. They always get the best for their players, the most money they can. And maybe this was part of their plan. I don't think they want to lose Harry Kane, don't get me wrong, because he guarantees you a certain amount of goals every single season. He's a phenomenal finisher, and his all-round game over the last couple of years has improved so much as well. But there's a lot of reliance upon him, as was the same sort of situation with Jack Grealish at Villa. You know, when he's not playing, you can tell that he's not playing. It's not quite flowing the same way. Now, I think with there being the possibility of him not being there, Spurs are able to learn and grow without him being there. So you're seeing players like Lucas Moura and Steven Bergwijn, for example. You see the confidence in them because you know they're going to play week in, week out. And that's all you want to do as a football player. You want to play every single game, every single week. But when you know there's a player, regardless of if it's Harry Kane or not, who maybe has just been injured and they maybe 70, 80% fit, and you know they're going to come in and play even though you're 100% fit, it knocks your confidence. So you're not going to be firing on all cylinders. And maybe, just maybe, I'm not saying it will, but this could be the catalyst for Spurs possibly kicking on a little bit.
Okay. You know, earlier on you were talking about Messi and Bielsa. Neil, just seen Messi driving past Battersea on his way to the mighty Chelsea. See, this is what happens when we start all these little rumours.
Nah, it's a lookalike.
It might well be. Neil, thank you very much. Keep your views coming into us then on this situation with regards to Messi. 0871 722 3344. You can call us on, you can text us 81089 or tweet us at talkSPORT.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning 10 till 1 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.